Rainbow Mountain, off in the distance, about 9,000 feet away and 3,000 feet up. Going to keep my speed down on the way out to try and preserve the battery a little bit so I can get a little more practice diving. And this is Pine Creek I'm flying over right now. Been over this mountain quite a few times before, but usually from a different location. I'm a little bit further to the south here, and that's going to allow me to get some different lines for the dives coming down. There's a kind of a dry waterfall I noticed on the face of this thing, and I want to check that out. So we're going to try and fly up close to that and then up to the top and start our dives. Got my drone camera angle set to 22 degrees. That gives me a better view in the goggles of what's directly below me when I begin these dives. And I've got my piggyback camera, the DJI Action 2, set for around 28 degrees, something like that. And that's a little better for actually viewing on the screen later on. You don't want to be looking at the ground the whole time. Climbing the lower slope now and get pretty close to that waterfall. Right in the top center of the screen. That thing must be really impressive when you get a good rainstorm. I want to check that out later in the year. I bet it's got quite a good waterfall. It must be 300-400 feet drop anyway. Up we go here. Nice bowl there to collect some water. Now we're approaching the very top of the mountain. Got to be pretty careful here that I don't get too far behind it and disconnect. I'm out there far enough away that should allow me to get a little bit behind it, as long as I don't get too low at the same time. And what a mountain. All right, I'm going to swing around to the left here a little bit. Boy, that is beautiful. Look at the colors in those rocks. Reds and whites. Sandstone and limestone. Now we're going to drop down the left side over here. Got pretty close to that rock. And we're ready for kind of a close to vertical dive right after this. There you go. I love this little area right in here. That great big long pillar. Beautiful. I was real happy with that one. Getting lower and lower as I gain experience here. I got a long way to go, but it's getting there. A lot of fun practicing. Come up for another dive over here. Look at those big pine trees in there. Wow. Make another run here, a little different part of the face of the mountain. Try and go as vertical as I can and try and line up with that dry waterfall right below us right there. Not as close as I'd like to be, but maybe later on. Pulling out a little early, but better safe than sorry. All right, now we are approaching Rainbow Wall. It's just right on the right side of Rainbow Mountain there. Over there on the right, that's Gunsight Notch. And as I'm approaching that, I'm thinking maybe I could go right through that notch with the drone. So I'm getting kind of lined up with that notch there, thinking I can go right through that. But I'm not entirely sure it's within line of sight. And I decide right about here to go ahead and abort and just rise up and go to the left. And it's a really good thing I did, because I found out later it's not in line of sight. Those rocks over there on the right would have cut off the signal, and there's a good chance I would have been in real trouble. Coming over the top of Rainbow Mountain again. Gonna make another run. Just trying different lines, different ridges, seeing what I can do over here. Gotta rotate forward. It's nice to be able to see what's directly down below me with the goggles. That's why I've got them set as low as I do. Much safer to fly like this. Before I had the goggles view up a little bit higher, maybe 10 degrees, and that was a problem. Not as good as the previous dives, but just getting experience. And there's the rainbow wall again. We'll head up over the top of that and just make a run off to the left along the ridge. And then back over Rainbow Mountain. Clouds are awesome today. Nice blue sky. Just lining it up with this ridge here, trying to get low but not too low, not too far back over there on the right, or I'll disconnect. There's a peak of Rainbow Mountain right ahead, and we'll line it up and do another dive. Never sure exactly which ridge line I'm going to follow when I'm at this point, because I don't have it down in memory, but we're heading right back over that dry waterfall again, diving down a little closer this time and pulling up. Now another view of Rainbow Mountain. Try another ridge line. Gain a little more altitude so I can just get a little bit better perspective of what's going on here. And I'm gonna go down through these pines and these reddish rocks here. Getting a little closer. Yeah, that's really good down there. Almost vertical right here. 70 degrees, something like that. Pulling out.